Okay, so
Okay.
thank you very much. I'm going to just step in now for a second and talk about the survey and also how to sign up to register people to vote. Yeah, use this one. Sure. And does anyone happen to have near them the voter registration sign-up sheet? It's basically a grid with the different service providers and places where we're going to be going next week to register. Yeah, if you want, can you pass it down, Jack? Oh, and that just reminds me. So, this event, like no person can do anything by themselves. And, certainly I couldn't have planned this event or without the tremendous help that I got from a lot of people. And so at this point, I just want to acknowledge the help that I got from Jackie Smith with Georgetown Outreach, and also Holly Eaton with OPEX, and also the many staff members at Office of Student Life. Basically, this is my first event that I've planned at the law school, and I had no idea what I was doing. But I found out that planning events is really easy. It does take quite a bit of time, but if you have people who are willing to help you and they're your good friends, then you can pretty much do anything. And so I encourage you guys all in the future to plan events. We need more events that focuses attention on poverty and homelessness on this campus. And so in the future, if you guys ever want to work together to plan an event, let me know, because I've really been inspired by just the response that I've gotten, the number of people who've turned out in this room, this is great, more than I ever imagined. So hopefully in the future we'll have more events, hopefully, we can do voter protection on election day, and in the future we can do more events related to homelessness. And so please, indicate on the form that, you're willing to plan events, because if it isn't us, then no one else will. So we need to make sure that, we are active in doing these types of events. Okay? So with that said, make sure that you guys all sign up. And I wanted to talk about the survey sheet. It's this blue form that I hope you guys all have. And so what's going to happen is that after you're done helping someone register to vote, you're going to ask them if they want to participate in a survey. And the reason why we're doing the survey is because when I made an announcement at the COHO meeting, and the COHO meeting is basically a monthly meeting where local shelters and housing organizations come together to discuss issues of common interest, they basically asked us if we could put together a survey of the types of problems that homeless individuals face when they're trying to go vote. And so that's what we're doing. After we're done registering someone to vote, we're going to ask them if they want to participate in the survey. And so they have the option at the top to say yes or no. And we definitely want to respect their choice, but we also want to encourage them about the importance of both registering and voting, but also participating in the survey. Because, based on the survey, we're going to basically present a report to the local service providers and tell them and educate them about the problems that they have. And hopefully we can go about lobbying and advocating policymakers here in DC to change some of the laws that prevent homeless people from fully participating in the political process. And so the first thing you're going to do is ask them if they want to participate in the survey. And afterwards, you're going to want to find out their voter history. You're going to want to see, is this the first time that you've ever registered to vote? Is this the first time that you're going to be going to vote? Or have you done this before? So obviously, that's a natural question that people are going to ask us. So how many new people did you register to vote? So by answering this question, we're able to give them an answer. The next thing is the mailing address. And as Talene said, everyone must have a mailing address to register to vote. But if you're homeless, it might be hard to have a mailing address. So we're going to try to find out, for those people who can register, what mailing addresses are they using. So for example, if a lot of people are using shelters as their mailing address, then we want to go out and lobby and advocate for more shelters to open themselves up to receive mail. And for voting purposes, the mailing address is important because that's how people get their voter registration card. And the voter registration card is where people find out where they have to go to the polling place. And you have to go to your assigned polling place, or you can't vote. Is that right, Talene?
Yeah, you should go to your assigned
Okay.
polling place.
And so on the worksheet on the back, we have the various places where we're going to go register. And on the right, we have their polling place. And so for most people, this should be sufficient. You should be able to say, well, you're in Franklin School Shelter, so you need to go register to vote at Martin Luther King Library. So for some people, they're going to be not staying in places that correspond to these locations, in which case you have a couple of options. You can either give the Board of Elections a call, and they can tell you. You can give a call to your friend who can look it up on the Board of Elections website, because you can just basically punch in the location. I'll tell you the polling place. So you can call a friend. We also have a polling place list that I will distribute to everyone via email based on the sign-in sheet. And if you guys can think of any other ways, that'd be good. I think that's it. Yeah.
I think there is, maybe wrong, a map of the voting precincts
Oh, that'd be good.
online or something. That might be, if you took that with you, it might be easier.
Yeah, I can look for that and send that to everybody. That's a great suggestion. Thank you. And then finally, for the survey, we also have the IDs that people need. So for these questions, what's really important is when people indicate that they don't have a driver's license or a copy of their Social Security card. So that way we can think of ways to help them get those things. So is there any questions about the survey sheet? Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so next is the sign-up sheet for the voter registration sites. And so what I've done is I've basically made a grid or a matrix with all the different places where we're going to go register to vote next week. And so the registration is going to take place next week. And we have places signed up currently from Monday, September 22nd, through Saturday, September 27th. And actually, a lot of the places want us to go register in the morning. So when you guys get a copy of this, you'll see that there are a lot of opportunities to register in the morning. There's currently 2 opportunities to register in the afternoon, and there's 2 opportunities to register in the evening. And so what you want to do is basically write in your name, your email, and your phone number, in those places where you can go. And once you sign up, you want to make sure that you're going to be able to go, because they're basically counting on you to help them register, all their clients or customers or members of the community to vote. So it's really important that you attend. And like I said, if it turns out that by the time that the sheet gets to you that all the spaces are filled up, don't worry about it. We're still in the process of finding more places to register. And so I will let you know about those opportunities once I find out about them. And maybe if it turns out that, there's still like a tremendous demand to go register, maybe what we can do is organize, like with Michael, some opportunities to go into some of the parks and register people there. So I'll let you know and follow up with you about that. And so what I can do is I can just start this off by signing that around. And so please just sign this up before. And like I said, if you don't get a chance to, actually I'm just gonna pass this back. If you don't get a chance to sign up today, that's okay. Just follow up with me. And so the next thing I want to talk about is when you're done completing the voter registration form or the surveys, you have 2 options. For the voter registration form, you can either basically contact me and arrange to meet up with me, and we can walk over, or I can go over to the Board of Elections office. Or if you just let me know, you can gather the forms of the people that you are with and go yourself that day. So you have that option. But just let me know what you decide to do. So you can either go by yourself, or I can go, or we can go together. It can be fun if we go all together. So just let me know what you do. But for the surveys, you definitely just want to get that back to me. And then I think for those people who are interested in participating in future homelessness events, I'll basically ask you if you guys would like to maybe meet up so that we can synthesize this data and analyze it and see how we can present it in the best form to policymakers in the future. And remember that when you go out to register in the community, you are going to get pledge hours. And so, basically keep a total of that. And I will work with Holly to make sure that everyone gets credit for everything that they do. And if it turns out that later in the week you want to go register people on your own, I don't have a problem, employing an honor system and just, trusting that you will be registering people on your own time. That's fine with me. I'll run that by Holly to make sure that's okay with her. But, basically, this is a week. It's a national week where groups across the country are registering homeless individuals to vote, and we're part of this, national movement. And we're also part of the local DC movement about homelessness. And so, just take advantage of this week. Just get really involved. Do as much as you want. But at the same time, if you're busy, it's okay if you can't go or if you only can go once. That's fine too. So yeah.
I'm sorry, I just have a quick question.
Sure.
Do you know if these places are metro accessible? Just figuring out.
What I do have is I do have a map in my backpack that kind of shows where these places are. So I can show that afterwards.
Thank you.
Is there any other questions?